Hello, guys, and welcome to another Monday doodle here. Today, I'm gonna start off my day with drawing cats because recently I've received two brilliant ideas for draw along videos. One of them was a draw along of how to draw Baron Humbert von Gickingen, a character from the Ghibli universe, which I think is a really good idea. And why not draw another Ghibli character? This guy is a cat. The other draw along video request that I've got was from Annie Claxton, who wished a how to draw a cat. So what I figured I wanted to do today is just to chill and sketch some cats, just to get into um, sort of that mood and that that cat kind of way of how can you put it, like how are the essentials of cat, how does it actually look. So in front of me I have um, just printed out this cat here, which is just a basic picture of a cat I found online. I don't think the cat is necessarily going to be like this. I think I'm going to probably turn the head so it kind of faces us. This is what I want to sketch first. And then I also printed out two pictures from YouTube of the Baron. And I'm also going to sketch him, just loosely sketch him, just to kind of get into that feeling of how does he dress and how does the clothes actually fold and how large is his head and so on. So this is, in a way, this is also a sneak peek or a behind the scenes, if you will, behind how I prepare for the draw along videos, really. So I thought that was kind of fun for you to see. And you can of course just also maybe find a picture of a cat and or just doodle along. This is not so much the end result as it is the process of sketching and kind of get into that movement of the cat. Let's just switch to my overhead camera here. Okay. So if I just quickly sketch out how this cat actually moves or what it consists of, it's like one quite long shape. The back, for instance, here, the rib cage, and then I notice that it curves a bit. Apart from that, it's quite straight. And then the belly, and then we have that motion of the foot going back, and a long paw, and then this foot is touching that. Also this is touching. Then comes the head here, or the neck. And the head. I like that feeling that the front paw here doesn't touch the floor. It's kind of hovering. Nice movement here. Okay. It starts here. That curve. This bar slightly towards us. And then this here belly overlaps like this. Then we have that paw coming out on the same kind of plane as here. The head is around here. The nose comes out like this. Maybe I could just erase this one. Like that. And then actually this one up here, this little hump here is actually closer to the neck than I thought. And then we have the eyes around here. And then the ears are round from seen from this perspective. Actually more round than I thought. And then just capture the silhouette. So it's a little very, very fine curve on the nose. And then you can kind of see the pad here coming out. I like that you can see the paw from this perspective here actually, while the rest is more furry, of course, because you don't see the underside. It actually breaks here. Yeah, there. Go. Yeah, so a bit off compared to the cat here. And then you might ask, why not just trace this drawing right here? Why not just put a piece of paper on top of that and kind of trace it? I think that you could also do that and still learn something, but I just think that I get so much more when I do this, when I kind of look with my eyes and try to get the right proportions and get the movement of the cat, because then I believe that my my brain starts to cooperate with my hands more, so that I get the sense of mesmerizing or memorizing the way that a cat looks, so that I can draw it later on, for instance. And this is also the things that I talk about in the video I call why I love observational drawing. So this is the same principle. By drawing the things I see, actually it would be better to draw this this cat right here in real life, and then kind of use that as a reference. And in fact, I have a cat I drew recently in the train. Just see if I can find it here. Yeah, there it is. Like, this is really how much life you get in a drawing when draw from life. This way I can kind of more remember how an actually a Siamese cat looks. But I think the essential of how a cat looks is in this drawing here. Maybe I should have made it a bit more long. I can tell that actually the head is a bit smaller. It's more like this. Like that. And then I don't know about the pattern yet, if it's going to have these nice patterns here. Could be. I think my draw on cat will be a bit more to the illustrative side, so a bit more. I'm gonna play around with the patterns here, I think, so it's not so naturalistic, but still inspired by this pattern. Now I wanna draw this fella. Just sort of sketch him and just find out how he's constructed, so that I can maybe draw him in a slightly different way. But I'm definitely thinking that he's going to stand in a pose sort of like this, maybe with the hat on and the cane in his hand. Let's see. Let's just start by sketching it out here quick. So he has a hat like that. And then it goes down like that. You can actually see the edge of the hat here. I gotta remember that. And then his ears kind of touch the head actually. Pretty high cheekbones. Wait, maybe I should take off my hat. And then this mouth, which is not that far from the nose, but still kind of longer than what I should have thought. This is where my reference also is really good. I can tell that the nose is quite far from the eye here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's see what else he has. So he has gloves on, a shirt before his blazer comes out. actually his, aha, his hand comes out all the way up there. Just gonna make this very loose. But drawing people, this is not a person, but it's a cat acting like a person, all dressed up, and they, of course, these are really hard to draw. It's not like drawing Totoro. He was quite easy. Now we have to do with all sorts of complex movement and different kind of anatomy, twisting and turning. Plus he's dressed, so so you have to do with drapery also. Have to know a bit about drapery. And I know that this guy is gonna take me a while to sketch for the draw along. Before I'm satisfied with the result, I think. I have the arm coming out like this. Holding the cane. Now I have his pants coming down like this before it folds outwards towards us. I love these pants actually. Broad, with these really nice folds that you can play around with. Here comes the shoe, so it breaks. Maybe I made him a bit too high actually. I don't care about that right now. And then the shoes. The Ghibli universe or Ghibli films really have kind of romanticized idea of the Middle Ages, or they really like that. They usually have a lot of times they have these old castles and cobblestones and old buildings that are reminiscence of Middle Age buildings and kind of Italy style. It's quite funny why they have that. I don't know why. So this was in full pose. Let's just draw this piece here just to kind of get a feeling of the suit. And also maybe just the feeling of the construction of the head. So the head is basically round. But then we know that if the eyes go here, we know that there was not so much distance between the nose and then the jaw kind of going out. On this picture here, he has open mouth, so we just gotta remember that. Nose is sort of like this, kind of simple. And then the head goes up here. And this is where he's not totally round, it goes up like this. And then there. Likewise over here. And then the nose, which is distinguished by the color really, brown color. Ears point out this way, while the other one points out this way. This is a bit bendy here, then round. He has this fur sticking out here, just like doodle actually. Maybe I even want to make this even more broad. Pretty broad head. And the eyes. Go down like a cat does, very characteristic. And then it's really difficult because the eyes are not round. It's also not a perfect ellipse, it's just sort of somewhere in between. Also a bit more straight somewhere, some places. And then the pupils are also in perspective, so this one over here curves a bit more than this one over here. He's gonna be some character to draw. I think mine looks a bit more sleek than the real one. Maybe what if I just gave him a mouth? Oh no, it looks sort of more evil, I think. Anyway, let's move on to the suit. I think this will be the last thing that I kind of sketch out. Sticks out like this. Again, a very old school kind of cut or tailored suit. It's very traditional. So it has these almost smoking like flips here, and then a butterfly. How about that? The Baron is well dressed. Which goes beneath that flip over there. Goes inside and also over here. And then it overlaps, this one overlaps here. Likewise over here. And beneath that blazer, he has a vest. Of course he has, which again overlaps. So this one here is red, and this here is gray, and he is brown, except for this part here, which is also sort of gray. The eyes are green. And then very characteristic for the blazer is that it kind of pops up like that at the shoulder. Yeah, this was the Baron. Maybe just real quick, just draw the head here. He's holding. Because it's not round at the brim here. It's kind of like straight, and then at the brim it goes up, and then the edges here. And then there's the head itself, which is basically a cylinder. So seen from the front, the head would probably be something like this. Maybe. And then his ears would probably, maybe it would even turn up like that because it's got to be space for the ears. Like that, like that, like that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have a lot more fun sketching this guy out before I can do a final draw along, where I think that he's going to be standing in a pose sort of like this, but more seen from the front and in just seen from a straight on perspective, because here he's seen from slightly above, because the girl in the scene, as I remember, is looking at him, and he's kind of small in that scene. He's a small cat. So yeah, now I've kind of gone into the first stage of creating this draw along, which is to kind of get into the sense of sketching out the figures and see what I could imagine the cat and the Baron, kind of what kind of pose they could be in, and also where I think there's a lot of fun for me to work in, where I can challenge myself. For instance, in the pattern of the cat, like how am I gonna play around with the texture of the pattern here, and also how is the cat is going to look, where is it going to look. And with the Baron, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with, I think, creating the foldings of the clothes especially. This is something I really enjoy, and also actually coloring him in. I think it's gonna be fun. So that was it for today. This was a great Monday doodle, and I hope that you're also maybe inspired to do a bit of doodling. Yeah, I just wish you all a good day, and thank you for tuning in. See you soon.